Hi, I'm Aidan Jacobson, and welcome to my presentation of the Ohlone Tiger Beetle. While we're here in the sandy beaches of Santa Cruz, California, let's try to look for one. We gotta kind of keep our eyes open. We got one right here, actually. Got that green carapace, a very pretty color. I'm thinking of what's interesting about these guys, and I just sort of enjoy looking at them. You know, they're very pretty things. Um, So here we got the organismal ecology of the Ohlone tiger beetle. It's quite interesting. Firstly, its shape, you know, it's got that large sort of back using its elytra. It doesn't actually fly. That's because they have these ultra thin legs that let them spring around places. These tiger beetles right here is a hunter that chases prey. It moves so fast that its eyes, right there on its round head, can't keep up with the images it's seeing, with how fast it's going, I guess. It's definitely circular, and it's got these mandibles protruding out of it, and that's because it is a predator. It hunts prey. For actual scale, we got two right here, male and female. It looks like females are slightly larger, but that probably isn't specifically a gendered thing. We got a burrow here. This burrow is just half a centimeter big. So, it's a little hole. You got to put that in consideration that the largest of these found, half an inch big. Now, that's pretty small, but that's, the largest of them. For a predator, that's kind of crazy. You got to look at their population ecology. Now, these guys are endemic purely to Santa Cruz coastal grassland. They don't exist anywhere out of it. They can't. And part of that is the soil. So you see this ground right here, it's got barren ground. That's all they do anything on. They hunt, they mate, they spawn, only on barren ground. Grass isn't it. Any sort of grass isn't it. Even dead, sort of flattened grass, they're so small that's massive for them. Their predator lifestyles on the food chain make them secondary consumers, sharing that with the lizard, but they've got a very important role for their environment. They are specifically meant to limit the number of insects on the ground. They control those populations, and also they feed bigger consumers. So, what's crazy about them is they actually don't manage to live full years a lot of the time. There's a small percentage of them, and their lifespans overall are just 2 years long. So, why are these guys endangered? Why are they, getting close to extinct, and what happens when they do? Well, let me help you with that. Picture this. You're walking on the beaches of Santa Cruz, and, you're barefoot, you're enjoying your time, and then all of a sudden, you're walking, and bam! Bugs everywhere, bugs on your feet, beach closed, it sucks, no more beaches for anyone, and honestly, who wants to be on a beach full of bugs? Yeah, so these guys are close to being extinct, and that's because of things like invasive grasses and also bikers on paths, which, kill a lot of them. A lot of the time, actually, there's speed limit zones on paths when there's sort of area for Ohlone tiger beetles. So that's great that there's sort of an effort being made towards it. Here we got fun facts about Ohlone tiger beetles, such as what humans can do to help them in the first place. Now, we got to stop biking in these sort of areas, because biking, well, they get scared, they flee, and they'll get crushed and die. Another thing we can do is prevent the spread of invasive grass. Now, that sort of grass tears up the ground, makes it harder for them to hunt and mate, and they actually last longer during the drought and still ruin the ground even after they die. Speaking of which, climate change for this organism is damaging to its ecosystem. The larger organisms vacate the area, that lets grass get longer and grow larger, and they spread way faster. So how are these guys going to eat, How is food going to be available? All these factors in their limited space, getting smaller and smaller while they lose their advantages in their ecosystem, it's belittling the population bit by bit. Thank you for your time. Make sure to look out for fellas like him next time you're in a coastal grassland in Santa Cruz.